Hello, guys.
Hello.
Welcome to the final episode of What If. So, for the delay over the past month, just been busy. Well, actually, I originally did the 12th episode really first. Then heavily, it was edited, everything ready, sorted. But I ended up having trouble actually uploading it. Really, it took a while, and the internet, and also some connection issues. Well, became a bit of an issue really. So that had been scrapped, so I had to have to redo it again. Okay. So there's no 13 episodes, there's 12 episodes at this point. This is the last one to go on from, and this is about Cracker. Jim McGovern's Cracker. That was broadcast between 1993 and 1995, had a one-off special in 1996 and a one-off special in 2006. So this is just like, say, what if there was a fourth series in 1997? So if anyone's been unsure what Cracker was, it was a British crime drama done by Jim McGovern, starring Robert Coltrane, which before Harry Potter franchise, and he played Hagrid. This is like one of the main sort of lead roles that he's well remembered for, really. Well, in terms of like British public, really. I'm not sure about overseas and across the Atlantic, really, but that's what he was famous for at the time, really. He also worked the comic strip as well, bit of a few movies as well, like Nuns and Run with Eric Idle as well. But he's done quite a few very different things he has over the years. But this is one of his more best roles, just behind Hagrid, in terms of the British public, really. And it's a shame he's never actually done more with it. I think it's only only do 3 series and then move on, really, even though he didn't do specials straight afterwards, unless McGovern was writing it, really. And this sort of brings to the point, really, of the 4 series. At the time, Jim McGovern only wrote one story, which was obviously Brotherly Love, series 3 back in 95, and Paul Abbott wrote the remaining ones, of course, which was Best Boys and True Romance, and then the special in 96, which is White Ghost, that was set in Hong Kong. A lot of people thought there might have been a 4th series, but we just got the special indeed. But the idea of 4 series for me was all been circling around. What can you do? What can you use, really? There's very sort of things, really. So 97 seemed like an obvious choice, really. So after like that special, we get the 4th series, really. 3 stories. So basically, maybe 1 3-parter, 2 2-parters. It just depends, really. Story-wise, episode-wise, I'm not too sure what to expect, really. But from what McGovern might actually have written, or any guest writers like Paul Abbott, or maybe someone new, I don't really know. It's just one of those things, really. But there's some certain things that sort of need addressing, really. That's in that series, really. The main crux of it was, when Fitz decides to move from Manchester into Australia with Judith and the son James, of course, which you see in the 2006 special. So that was one thing that's like, oh, that needs to tie into that 9/11 special, doesn't it? Really. And I think the obvious thing is build up to it, and then the last story and the third final story, he ends up moving to Australia, just as in a fall. Something gives or gets an opportunity or something like that, to go down under, really, along with his wife, of course, ex-wife. The relationship between them two is quite something, really. You've also got return characters as well, of course. You got, again, Judith, of course, Mark, Kieran O'Brien, daughter Katie as well, Ben Halligan as well, Charlie Wise, Ricky Thompson's character who plays Christopher Eccleston in the 2nd series. DCI Wise comes back. I don't know who actually take over the role of Lauren Cranage, because he got committed suicide or jumped off and ended up with Love, if you haven't seen it, really. Really good story. It just ends up jumping to his death. He does, veterinary Rich Van Halligan. But I think there's been maybe a few substitutes in Best Boys and True Romance, but there's never been like a full solidified character. Like with Eccleston, they have Lauren Cranage, they have Wise, then whatever. It's like that, really. No, it's been a good way to do someone new, really. Someone maybe before that was established TV actor, or someone new, then had great success, to whatever, really. So it works in that way. Indeed. I mean, story-wise, I think when I've originally thought about it, I thought about doing remakes of the American version of Cracker. There's an American version of Cracker that released in '97 that was just remakes of stuff, but added some new stories as well in. Like there's like Hell Hath No Fury, there's If, there's Faustine Fits. Talk to Me. There's the American Dream as well. I think that was one original idea I had, but where can you go in terms of Britishness? What can you go? You can probably do that, or you can just have a clean slate of what to expect. I just don't know. Again, tackling social issues as well. Again, racism, that sort of thing. Prostitution could be another thing, which they've done anyway. Racism, prostitution. You know, having all this weird stuff, really interesting subject matter they've thrown in. Really, I don't know what else they would actually include. Really, I don't know. Maybe something to do with disability. I don't know. Maybe they had like stutterer, almost a bit of a speech impediment, really, and to say I love you. Really, but we don't know. We're not sure what to expect. What is left to scrape out the barrel, really, but we don't know. So that's one thing. I'm not too sure what to expect from like afterwards. You know, what will happen to BCI Wise, Penhaligon, that sort of thing, because they never returned in actually after the special, and in the special they never do that. Well, Wise returned in the White Ghost because he was him and Coltrane are the only ones to actually allow that one just appear, really. You know, found location, and he disappears halfway through, really. Whereas in the new special, it's just Coltrane, Flynn, and O'Brien, really, and it's all new people, actually new team and everything, really. You know, but we're not really going to the 2000s, really. We're just talking about back in the 90s, what to expect. What really, again, this the whole thing of like what drives Fitz to Australia, and that's one of the things. One of the main things, really, but maybe what stories to tell, we don't know. How relationship else happens, really. But actually, I think I also mentioned White Ghost as well, that Penhaligon's and Trinity Inspector or something like that. So maybe you get her as a Inspector in actually that could work, actually. Just, you know, and have Wise as well. Have someone new, you know, maybe someone new to take her role while she's promoted. That'll be something, actually. That'll be interesting dynamic. But we don't know, really. We're not too sure what to really expect. You know, what is else there to do? Just don't know. So, I don't know, guys. Really, I got nothing else to say, really, on this thing. You know, it's just there's like, you know, just jab up this whole thing, really. It could lead to all sorts, really, you know. But there we go. So that's what Cracker Series 4 would have been sort of based on, really. There's no real episodes, no stories, no like sort of type of episodes, really. It's just like a framing device of actually what to expect, really. But there's nothing else to do, really. So yeah, there we go. So that's it, guys, and that's the end of What If. Thank you for watching over the years, and thank you. And for suggestions, interesting ideas as well, you know, John Howell come up with Superted Series 4, which is pretty good. I don't think anyone else has commented really. But there we go. So that's it, guys. Anyway, that's What If sorted. Only short run, but there we go. So thank you guys for watching, and always see you for the next video. Bye.